So manual classification is the simplest way in which you can try to classify any given document, and that's something that is used by the original Yahoo directory. I don't know if you know about the Yahoo directory, but if you just go to Google and type Yahoo directory, you'll see that there is a taxonomy that Yahoo has maintained called the Yahoo directory. You can see that at the very top level you have these different categories: arts and humanities, business and economy, and so on. So let's say I choose science. Now within science I have these subcategories. uh, I can go down to astronomy, and then I get more subcategories within astronomy. Then I can choose astronomers, and then I get a set of web pages related to astronomers. uh, Again, these are subcategories, and let's say I choose Carl Sagan. Then at the very bottom level here I'm getting a set of web pages related to on Carl Sagan, basically. So I just walked down this particular hierarchy until I ended up at the leaf level, where you have a set of web pages corresponding to Carl Sagan. Now this directory is manually created. Okay, there's a group of people who sat down and created this hierarchy, and who took documents and manually mapped them to different topics within this hierarchy. Okay, so this is an entirely manually built uh, classification. Okay, and if this job is done by experts, then it's going to be pretty accurate. Okay, and of course if your problem size is small, then you don't have to use sophisticated classification methods. You can manually classify things. But the problem of course is that if you have a larger problem size, then you're going to have scaling issues. It's going to be difficult for you to classify tens of millions of documents manually. You'll need a huge number of people to do that manually, which is not going to be practical. So the second thing that you can try to do is to come up with simple rules that can aid you in classifying a given document. Like for example, you can come up with a set of rules for detecting spam emails. Okay, let's say a simple rule could be, if the email is coming from Nigeria, by and if it mentions that somebody had an accident, and you know they uh, they want to give you $1 million or something, that's you can detect some kind of patterns using regular expressions, and then you can identify those Nigeria based scams using scam mails using simple hand coded rules. Okay, so you can have a large number of such hand coded rules, which are going to be developed, of course, by experts who know how to precisely uh, create those patterns based on regular expressions for different kinds of spam emails. And so when a new email comes, if your rule-based system ends up detecting some pattern in it, identifying it as a spam email, then you'll classify it into the spam folder. Okay, so these rules have to be manually uh, crafted, and then they need to be maintained, because if your system is dynamic, if there are new kinds of spam mails coming, it's going to become hard for you to adapt. Okay, so you'll continually need to refine your rules so that your classification is accurate. Okay, so building and maintaining these rules could be expensive. So that's the problem with hand coded rule based systems. It's one notch better than manual classification, where you are taking individual documents and classifying them into those predefined classes. Whereas here you're trying to come up with patterns, so it's semi-automated. It's not entirely manual, it's partially automated.